space news, and a lot of important comments. Hello my friends, I hope you are all doing very well. Thank you for coming by my channel once more. I am Marie, talking with my fingers again. This information can be seen as science fiction or however the viewer sees best, and I upload this for entertainment purposes only. Still, I take my information very seriously, for whoever has eyes to see. Although we have detected grey alien, Extraterrestrial presence around Earth as early as December 6th, and having in mind that they stated that they would not arrive until the 31st of December, 2023. They have now declared officially, at least for the other Federation star races, that the Extraterrestrial pre-detachment, or the first part of their group, will be arriving at the Andromedan biosphere ship, Viera, in high Earth orbit, on the date December 20th, 2023, that means today, for you watching my video the day it was published. But the main Extraterrestrial detachment, the one which will actively conduct an auditory and full situational check of the entire region, is still scheduled to arrive on the 31st of December, as said before. As a reminder for those of you who did not see the last space news videos, or who are new to my channel, the Extraterrestrials is a tall grey race from the Orion region, who are officially positive, and are active members of the Galactic Federation, and which are representing the next step up from the local Federation level which oversees this solar system. The Galactic Federation has a council which oversees a level or a region. In this case, there is one for Earth, and then there is one for this entire solar system, which includes the one for Earth and all the other councils which oversee all the other planets here. The Extraterrestrials arriving represent the next level up of the Federation, the one which monitors, oversees, and controls several solar systems which are close together, and which also includes the triple solar system of Alpha Centauri A, Alpha Centauri B, and Proxima Centauri. It also includes the star Vega and its solar system, as well as the Hyades star cluster, among others. Although the Extraterrestrials are officially a positive, so-called wise race, they have had a lot of friction with another Federation star race, the Cats, which deeply distrust them. Another problem is that they are here to oversee that everything is all right and okay to the higher Federation standards that have not been disclosed and are dubious at best. Furthermore, the Extraterrestrials are not an emotional race, and they work with cold non-empathetic logic, which makes them a very poor choice to represent the higher Federation here, in this solar system, and while dealing with everything that has to do with Earth and its emotional humans. So, whatever is behind the reason why the Extraterrestrials are here representing a higher level of the Federation remains dubious, and therefore worrisome. And it becomes even more worrisome when we add all this to the great volume of extra data that has been arriving to us and to humans on Earth through some social media, about the presence of grey alien races from Orion, which do not have the best interests of humanity in mind, expressing this mildly. As the Umites have shared with humanity through other platforms, and they are correct, the emblems, or symbols used by all the races which belong to the Orion Council, use an open triangle, and the Extraterrestrial symbol is in fact a letter A, crossed over with a horizontal line. It is also known that whenever that level of the Federation comes to oversee this solar system and Earth, with or without the Extraterrestrials as their representatives, big changes happen on Earth, changes which are not in favor of the people. Coming back to social media, there are a lot of rumors that something big is going to happen next year, or for the next as well, and there are even some rumors that something big may happen on December 26th of this year, that is next week. There is even a web page that has a second-by-second countdown to that event, a web page that I do not wish to share because I firmly believe it is simply more fear-mongering. Making all this worse, there are other indicators that big unfavorable things are about to happen. For example, it is now known that the Cabal and its elite puppets caused the Maui Hawaii fires to expel the normal population from those areas where they are building deep underground bases and private mansions for billionaires, also mostly underground. Although this is now out in the conspiranoid alternative media already, what is not, is that the same thing is happening in those same areas on the island of Tenerife, on the side of the Atlantic, where our drones and orbital sensors indicate that the same thing is happening there, as there is a lot of movement of construction equipment, as well as leaked information coming out of subcontractors which corroborate all this information, this last, only for Hawaii, by the way. If it quacks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, and it has feathers and swims, then it is a duck, right? Meaning that something big is cooking, imminent perhaps, and that is also aligned with the higher Federation's presence here and its unempathetic Etorthan representatives. Well, my friends, not necessarily so, as the construction of deep underground bases and private bunkers under Cabal billionaire mansions is nothing new, and neither are all those rumors of something big about to happen, as they are extremely common, and even more so in the past few years. The Cabal moves its mass media to misguide the people, while its three-letter agencies plant information all over the place to confuse the population, so all this cannot be taken as a clear indication of nearly nothing. They plant all this information precisely so the real indicators cannot be seen nor detected, as they are buried under several layers of disinformation and garbage, yet we know that the Cabal does cause strong false flags, and all kinds of events against the general population. So at the same time as you must not take all those rumors about something imminent about to happen so seriously, you must also keep your eyes open for possible false flags. Because we all know that they do occur, yet rarely where and when they were predicted. Remember this. Enjoy your life, and be positive, and happy, and do not help manifest ugly things, because that is precisely what the Cabal wants, and it is your creative attention, yet, also keep your eyes open. Now I must also address rumors that are closer to my group, or about my group. Athena Swaruu answered a series of questions during her last live show, and another series after, where she was hard-pressed to answer complicated questions, under pressure and with not much time between each one of them, and all this led to many things being dangerously misinterpreted. Taygetans, and therefore this starship, Toleka, has always been able to defend itself in the case of any event, and this does not mean that we are actually expecting any hostilities coming from the Federation, from Etorthans, or any other group. Grouping together a certain type of questions causes misleading information and results. Even if they would be coming here with fully hostile intentions, the Etorthans are not the owners of the Galactic Federation, as it is made up of several thousands of other civilizations from all over the galaxy, most of which are clearly very positive and loving in nature. Here I've been addressing the troublesome or worrying parts of the Federation, which concern Earth, and I have also exposed the Federation as a messy organization, with unclear intentions, perhaps evil ones as well, yes, but this cannot include the other star races which are clearly benevolent and are the vast majority of its members. The Federation in itself would not be able to conduct hostile action against any of its members, such as the Taygetans, or the Irma, without being stopped by all the other benevolent members who are also present in it. When Athena said that the Federation would not be allowed to enter Toleka, and neither would the Irma, under any circumstances, it does not mean that any kind of violence is expected. I think this is a case of bad editing, as those parts of the conversation, or answers to those questions, should have been left out and not published, as they can cause a serious diplomatic incident with the Federation, as they simply do not see why the Taygetans, or the Irma would need to defend themselves against them, and they would need to demand an explanation to all this, demand that would be logical and necessary. Because publishing that without taking into account the consequences, and all in the name of being controversial, and showing resolve to fight, can only cause those benevolent members to ask themselves what is up with us, as they would now see us as the ones who are the aggressive instigators, when in fact we are not. Critical and sensitive information such as this one cannot be loosely published without taking into account precise and correct diplomatic wording. It is correct that we do not like to follow uncertain or dubious Federation laws and directives, which make no sense, such as the Prime Directive, which only applies to some, and not to all star races. So yes, the local Galactic Federation is quite obscure and misleading, and that unclear attitude is also what breeds these kinds of unnecessary diplomatic incidents I'm talking about. So, no, we are not expecting any hostile incident, because the only things that can happen are uncomfortable situations, and diplomatic friction because of the decisions and regulations we decided to take, us and the Irma, to not cooperate with the Federation, and its auditory, or whatever it really is. And these decisions were taken precisely because the Taygetans and the Irma do not agree with the obscurity and permissiveness the local Galactic Federation has repeatedly demonstrated with us, and with all that has to do with planet Earth. So, for our own ethical reasons, their representatives will not be allowed on board our group's ships, the Toleka and the Avian One, but that does not mean that we need, or must defend ourselves in any hostile manner. We do not know who those Etorthans are, as people, so we cannot know what they are really up to, and perhaps they are even good chaps, but the problem here is that thanks to the Federation's obscurity, we do not know this, therefore we act with caution and much skepticism to their supposed benevolent intentions, as history has taught us that they tend not to be trustworthy, as the Irma has stated. Now, about dubious incidents between us and the Federation, it is now no less than 4 times that our internet is cut, and the problem is always at the Vieira server stations, under Federation control. The last time was a few days ago. We simply were cut off for several days, and when we reported that to the technicians at the Vieira, they took over 24 hours to respond, reconnecting us to the web, and stating this time that the problem was that a little rat had gnawed at the cables, breaking them. A little rat was at fault, their exact words. It is always us who lose internet connection and no one else, except for the Irma, last time, who also lost connection, and this is strange enough, and quite unbelievable, because of all the cables there, which must be in the thousands. The little rat had to choose the one which feeds the Taygetan servers. I do not believe they are telling us the truth, as it is clear to me that they want to bother us, perhaps transmitting the unclear message that they do not like me to transmit these kinds of videos and messages. The unclear message that we know is quite clear, as it is obviously the case. But as you, my friends, can see, and whoever is repeatedly cutting us off the internet in the Vieira as well, I always manage to upload a video every single day, up to now, so as you can see, with or without internet in Toleka, we can always find a way. These are the kinds of incidents that make us see reasons to distrust the Federation, or at least some of the people in charge within this local Federation. Yet in no way does it mean that we are preparing for a war of any kind. The Federation is complicated, and it is a mess, but it is made of loving members, at least mostly, and yes, I like to expose its problems, and everything that we do not agree with, or that looks like a lack of ethics, permissiveness, or compliance with dark forces, of whatever nature. I guess that in the following days and weeks we may be able to see all this picture more clearly, and I will be reporting everything to you, my friends, but in a diplomatically correct way. Thank you for watching my video and for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it a lot. And I hope to see you here next time. Be very well, and take care, especially now, at this time of the year. With much love, your friend, Mari Swaruu.